इला सरस्वती मही तिस्रो देवीर्मयो भुवः बर्हिषीदं त्वसृधः. We had a nice beginning with asanas, that is breathing exercises and meditation. In previous day, we saw mainly Savitri or Ushas, with which we are starting now. Means we are starting in morning. Next to Savitri, an important deity, Devi, in Rigveda is Saraswati. Of course, the esoteric meaning of Saraswati we all know. Saraswati river. Hope that you might have seen Saraswati river. Saraswati is one of the rare rivers which flows from the top portion of Himalayas. Even the great rivers like Ganga and Yamuna come from the middle of Himalayas. Only 3 rivers, they are sisters. They flow from Manasarovar. Saraswati, Sindhu and Sarayu. Sara means flow. Saraswati means that which has flow. More or less the same meaning is applicable to Sarayu also. Sindhu also means a flow. Even in Tamil we have a word, Sindhudal, Sindhugiradu. Sindhu means a flow. And these 3 rivers, they flow from Manasarovar. They are very pure. And in the beginning of Saraswati, we can see Saraswati. Gradually, she becomes invisible. And in some places, she appears, which means that she is still running. She is running underground, even now. The archaeologists inform us about it. And our elders also taught us. Saraswati is Antarvahini. And she appears in Gujarat in some places, especially in Bindu Sarovar. And finally, she culminates in the sea. She directly flows to sea in Prabhasa, Somnath. This river, the time of the Vedas, was abundant with water. Now it is visible here and there. Even at the time of Mahabharata, Saraswati's visibility decreased. That is what Vyasa reports. Balabhadra, the elder brother of Krishna, he sees Saraswati flows up to Vinashana and she disappears in Vinashana. And again she appears in Gujarat. That is how Mahabharata describes. Based on this, one may guess Mahabharata to be belonging to the era of 3000 BCE. And of course, our elders taught us in that way only. Because only in 3000 BCE this structure of Saraswati was existing. Disappearing in Vinashana and again coming back in Gujarat. Now we have almost a total disappearance of Saraswati, almost. But here and there she is visible even now. But in the Rigveda, Giribhyaha Samudram, river Saraswati is described in this way. From the mountain to the sea, she is flowing. So Rigveda definitely goes beyond the era of 3000 BCE if we take this passage seriously. Giribhyaha Samudram. In many places Saraswati is extolled in Rigveda. Doesn't mean the Vedic people did not know Ganga or Yamuna. They were very familiar with the rivers Ganga and Yamuna. In some places Ganga comes, Yamuna comes. Not only that, the Rigveda talks about lions in several places. Lions. Lions appeared only in the bank of Ganga and Yamuna, not in the bank of Saraswati in archaeology. So, definitely the Vedic people were very much aware of Ganga, Yamuna, so on and so forth. But still, Saraswati to them was extremely important. The Saraswati was perceived as a deity and extolled everywhere in the Vedas. And after Saraswati's disappearance, gradually all people shifted to several other regions. That is how even now we have Harappan, Mohenjo-daro sites. Once they were flourishing like anything due to the river Saraswati. These are all archaeological understandings. Okay, let us come to the concept of Saraswati. Before coming to the concept of Saraswati, I want to add one more thing. Saraswati, the river, might have been disappeared from our visibility, but Saraswati, the concept is existing everywhere, throughout India. Throughout India, Saraswati is a pan-Indian goddess. From Tamil Nadu, from Sri Lanka to Tibet to Himalayas, we see everywhere this Veena Pandini, Saraswati, her picture. She is worshipped everywhere. It's a very important thing. And in fact, this nation is named after her. This nation has two names. One, India. Another one, Bharat. India, that is Bharat. That is our constitution says. The word India, a very important word. It has come from a river. The word Bharat also has come from another river. Word India came from the river Sindhu. Sindhu to the Persians is Hindu. In fact, Bible, for your information, in Old Testament calls India as Hindu nation. Ezra in Bible. Old Testament, I am talking Old Testament, which is definitely before 2000 years. And Persian texts, several texts, they use the word Hindu. Sapta Sindhu is taken to be Hapta Hindu in Persian text, especially a very great scripture which is older than even the Old Testament. There is Zendavasta. And there the word Hindu comes. And there is another word in Sanskritam, that is Hindu. There is one word Hindu, another word Indu, they are connected. These two words are connected because the river Sindhu, by Persians she is called as Hindu, and the same river is connected to another word Indu. This is a very important thing. Indu is a very famous word in the Rig Veda. If there is any Sanskrit student or Sanskrit scholar, he can explain what is Indu. Indu, have you heard of this word? Moon. Yes. Indu means moon in existing Sanskrit. And in the Vedas, again Indu means moon, and Indu also has another meaning. Indu means Soma creeper, and the rasa which is flowing from Soma creeper. Unfortunately, Soma is misunderstood. Soma is misunderstood as a liquor. This is a wrong understanding or wrong interpretation of Soma. Soma is a very deep concept. I don't want to go into it now. Definitely, it is not liquor, for your information. And the Soma creeper and the sap, this is called as Indu. Of course, Indu, the moon, and Indu, the Soma creeper, they are interconnected. That is why the name is common here. And Sindhu's another name is Sushoma. Okay. Therefore, Sindhu is also connected to Soma. Sindhu is also connected to Indu. In that sense, okay. In that sense, this Hindu, Hindustani, Hindustan, Jai Hind, or India, all these things came out of these syntaxes, Sindhu and Indu. Sindhu means a flow. If you go to the etymological meaning of Indu, Indu is to wet, W-E-T. Indu is to wet. Undi kledane, Indu means, Indu is to wet. Okay. To wet a dry area, to wet our heart, our dry heart. This is, so marmik, in Hindi we call it as marmik. That which wets our heart. Can we take it to be humanity? Okay. In that sense, Hindu means humanity. Hindu is humanity. This is very interesting. So the word Hindu also can represent humanity. Please don't think that I am going to wild imaginations. Okay. Let me further explain, you will understand. Hindu or Hindu represents humanity. See, we have so many things in our culture, like lighting the lamp or rangoli or having the idol, various functions, celebrations, rituals. And in all these things, there can be, I agree, there can be some inhuman things which have to be eradicated, which have to be thrown out. But the base of the whole thing, this Indian culture, that's very important. The foundation of the whole culture of India is humanity. In base, we are humans. Humanity is our, what is humanity here? Again, universal welfare. In every room in our ideograma, it is written, Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinaha. I think it's a motto of this. Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinaha. The Sarve Ayurveda may exist, Jyotish may exist, Vedic rituals can exist, Pariharas can exist, Agama can exist, Tantra can exist. The foundation is universal welfare. And we have thousands and thousands and thousands of years of history. In this history, here is to human. History is filled with humans. Therefore, some nasty things may be added in the culture, which have to be eradicated with the touchstone of universal welfare. That's all. Universal welfare is the base, is the core and the essence of this Hindu culture. And for this, we have the scripture, the Vedic literature, which certainly represents everywhere, in all its parts, universal welfare. Sarvabhyaha abhayam karat is the Vedic essence. May abhaya be for everybody. May fearlessness or may welfare for everybody. That is the Vedic essence. So this Hindu represents humanity in that sense. We need to understand. So Sindhu river, from that India came. In the same way, Saraswati herself is esoteric in the Veda. Even if you explore her more esoteric layers, then she is called as Bharati. From that word Bharati, Bharata Mata has come. Bharat has come. Okay. So both the names of this country are the names of two rivers. One Bharati, another one Sindhu. And this Bharata Mata is a flow. Again, we may think Bharata Mata is developed by, what is his name? Chatterjee. Bankim Chandra Chatterjee. He gave the form for Bharata Mata, who has a flag in her hand standing. And this Bharata Mata is extolled quite often by Bharati. Again, that poet also is called as Bharati. Subramanya Bharati. Probably for that reason, he might have named himself as Bharati, because he is a devotee of Bharata Mata. And the same Bharata Mata is extolled by Sri Aurobindo, so on and so forth. This Bharati or Bharata Mata, who represents this Indian culture. This Bharata Mata is not new. Even though Bharata Mata's form and her worship and her, group for freedom fight was developed by these great souls like Bankim Chandra Chatterjee and all. When you go to Rigveda in the 10th mandala, Devi is telling, Saraswati is telling, Aham Rashtri, Sangamani Vasunam, she says. I am Rashtri. Rashtri means Rashtra Devata. I don't know whether Bankim Chandra Chatterjee knows this or not. But anyhow, he developed this Bharata Mata. This Bharata Mata is already existing in Rigveda Samhita. Aham Rashtri Sangamani Vasunam. I am that Rashtra Devata who unifies Sangamani. Please understand. Who unifies all these varieties. So, unity and diversity. Okay. And unity in diversity is very much extolled in Rigveda. That mantra, it comes like this. Yamayoho chinna sama viryani sam matara. That is how it comes. Like, fingers are different, but the hand is the same. Twins may be born, but their skills are different. No two mothers are showering. No two mothers have a same style of showering love, but love is same. See, for unity in diversity, Rigveda is giving several examples. Yamayos chinna sama viryani sam matara chinna samam duhate. That is how the mantra runs. Na samam vivishtaha. Samauchit hastav. Na samam vivishtaha. Fingers are different, hand is the same. So these kinds of examples are given for unity in diversity in the Rigveda. And of course, archaeologists report this Harappa, Mohenjo-daro, Dolavira, so on and so forth, whatever, very ancient archaeological sites, they all had this unity in diversity. Now, under decentralization, unity in diversity in their culture. This is what they say. So, this is very interesting. You may be knowing he belongs to our city only, Coimbatore. Michael Danino. Hope that you know him. Yeah. He wrote a book, Lost River, published in Penguin. Okay. Lost River, L-O-S-T. Lost River is a very well-researched document for Saraswati River. Okay. Very nice book. There he says, Saraswati and this Harappa Mohenjo-daro culture represented unity in diversity. This is what archaeology reveals to us. The same Rigveda is also talking about. So, this nation, if you have to define this nation, definition of nation is unity in diversity. This nation is made up of unity in diversity. In this diversity, if you need a unity, then you need extraordinary kind of tolerance, affection, coexisting like brothers and sisters. This is a message given by Swami Vivekananda to the Western world also. In his Chicago address, he started with sisters and brothers of United States of America. See, we have lots and lots of varieties in this nation, but we all coexist. Different sects, different castes, different creeds, different beliefs, different faiths, different foods, different kinds of dresses, different kinds of languages. We all coexist because we all are the children of Bharata Mata. Aham Rashtri Sangamani Vasuna. This unifying factor is explained in the Veda. There is a very nice poem. I did not bring that poem today. I did not have plan of talking about this poem. In Purananuru is a Tamil text, Sangam text. Of course, all Sangam literary works are certainly older than 2000 years. Okay. And regarding the date of Sangam literature, scholars have different opinions, but they all are clear in telling one thing: predates 2000 years. Okay. And the oldest literature of Tamil, Sangam literature. In fact, see, the word Sangam again means unification. In that Sangam literature, there is a very nice poem. I did not plan to talk about it today, therefore I did not bring reference. In Purananuru it comes. It starts with a statement, Ten Kumari Vada Perunkal Guna Kuda Kadalam Ellai. That's how it starts. It gives a map of India. Ten Kumari, south Kanyakumari. Vada Perunkal, in north we see a huge stone. It talks about Himalayas. It's not just India. Perunkal can be Vindhya, some people may tell. And some people want to shrink that. Some Tamil separatists, they want to shrink that. Perunkal can be Venkatam. Need not be. Cannot be. It is definitely Himalayas because in few other Purananuru poems, it is determined as Himalayas. In fact, a Chera king, a Kerala king, is called as Imaya Varamban, one who rules up the Himalayas. Imaya Varamban. Varambu means boundary, one who had boundary as Himalayas. So those who performed on those days Rajasuya or Ashwamedha, they invite all the rulers and the people belonging to the region up to Himalayas. This was the idea. So this determines the nation. Okay. Ten Kumari Vada Perunkal. That is how the poem starts. If you have that, thank you. Very nice. Let me sing this poem. This can be our national song also. Like Vande Mataram. Okay. So, the poet is Kurunkozhiyur Kizhar. And this is also about a Chera king. Okay, Chera, now it is Kerala. Okay, Chera king. The Cheraman Yanai Kache Mandaran Cheral Irumburai. That is his name, king's name. And the poem runs like this. Let me sing. Because we sing this song several times in our Gurukula. Ten Kumari Vada Perunkal Guna Kuda Kadala Vellai Kundru Malai Kaadu Naadu Ondru Pattu Vazhimozhiye Kodidu Kadindu Kol Thirutti Paduvadundu Pahalatri Ini Durunda Sudarnemi Muzhudandor Vazhi Kavale. This is how this poem runs. So, Ten Kumari Vada Perunkal means southern Kanyakumari, Vada Perunkal, northern Himalayas. Guna Kuda Kadala Vellai, eastern and western seas. These are the boundaries, L.I. These are the boundaries for this nation. Within this boundaries, we have Kundru, Malai, Kaadu, Naadu. We have various mountains, we have various forests, and we also have various states and kingdoms. We may have different kingdoms and forests and mountains, but we all stand together. Undrupattu. See, this song not only gives a geography of this country, it also gives the spirit of the country. Undrupattu. Even though we are different in various other things, we stand together for what? Vazhimozhiye. In our prayer. In our prayer, in our culture, in our religion, we stand together. Okay. Vazhimozhiye is Vazhipadu. Vazhipadu is worship. In our worship, we stand together. Okay. In our worship, we stand together. That is understandable. Say, see, this is a camp for, this is a retreat for Devi. So, let me start with Devi. Devi is pan-Indian. Saraswati herself is pan-Indian. The same way, Devis are pan-Indian goddesses. And we have Shakti Pitas. This is on the beautiful. There are various sacred spots representing various limbs of Shakti. You may be knowing. Eye of Shakti. What is that? Do you know the sacred spot which is Eye of Shakti? Nayana Devi, Nainital. Nainital, if you go there, the Talab, the huge lake, when you see from the mountain, it appears like an eye. And it is considered to be the eye of Devi, Shakti. So, it all starts there. And navel of Shakti is Kamakshi, Kanchipura. In this way, for various limbs, we have various limbs of the Shakti, various limbs of Devi. We have various Shakti Pitas, and India is abundant with these Shakti Pitas. This is the Bharata Mata, whole of Bharata Mata. Undrupattu Vazhimozhiye. Like we see a worship of Shakti everywhere. We have worship of Shiva. We have worship of Narayana. We have worship of Rama and Krishna. We have Ramayana everywhere in all states. In every language, there are some dozen of Ramayanas. Okay. So, in this way, we all stand together in worship. ஒன்றுபட்டு வழிமொழிய. Then what happens? கொடிது கடிந்து. Kodidu is terrorism. Kodidu kadindu means we condemn terrorism. Okay. Not we, the government of us. It's about the, hereafter from this passage, this is about the king. Okay. In fact, Janaganamana itself is about the king. In the same way, this from the next passage is about the king of the nation. Kodidu kadindu, condemning the terrorism. Kol thirutti. Kol means scepter. Okay, having the scepter of justice. Kol thirutti. Paduvadu undu means collecting the taxes in a proper way. And pagal atri. Again, sharing those taxes with the people. Offering the same taxes with the people, to the people. Pagal atri. Inidu urunda sudar nemi. In this way, the kings of this nation, kings, plural, kings of this nation, they are rotating the wheel of dharma. Inidu urundu sudar nemi. Nemi is wheel. Okay. Sudar nemi means effulgent wheel. Effulgent wheel of dharma, they are rotating. Inidu, sweetly they are rotating. Murudu andor vadikavala. In this way, the kings are ruling this nation, and O king, O Chera king, you are guarding the path of those kings. Your ancestors probably, your ancestor Imaya Varaman and so on and so forth. You are guarding their paths. Idi ena murangu murasin varaya ihai kudavar pove. So, we beat the drum like thunder. Idi ena murangu murasin. And for you, varaya ihai kudavar pove. You are inexhaustibly, you are offering. Inexhaustibly, you are offering. Ihai means dana. You represent that charity. Therefore, we glorify you. This is a song. In my view, this also can be a national song like Vande Mataram. This is older than Vande Mataram and Janaganamana. Such a very interesting song about this Bharata Mata. In Purananu, which goes beyond 2000 years. Okay. Bharata Mata, I was talking about. Aham Rashtri Sangamani Vasunam. So let us, up to this, we dealt with the geographical concept of Saraswati and all, the river and the nation, so on and so forth. Now let us go to the esoteric meaning of what is Saraswati, what is Bharati and all. We started with the mantra Ila Saraswati Mahi Tisro Devi Mayobuvaha Barhi Sidantu Asridaha. Asridaha, harmless, Kodidu Kadindu. Harmless devatas. Ila Saraswati and Mahi. May they come and get seated, be seated here. Barhi Sidantu. Mayobuvaha, they are blissful, they offer bliss to us. Three devatas. What are they? Ila, Saraswati, Mahi. These are the three devatas. Ila, in fact, the Veda starts with the Kriya Pada, a verb. Agni Ile. Right? Ile is a verb. If it is turned into noun, it is Ila. Ila is nothing but a word, mantra. And this is the mantra recited openly. Ila is the mantra, the language which comes out of mouths. Okay. Idas tutau, that is a dhatu. Ila is also called as Ida. And also Ira. Iravan. You have heard of Iravan. A very important deity in Thailand. Iravan. And Ida, Ira, Ida. In Jaimini Sama, she is called as Ira. Ragara. Ra, the letter Ra comes in Malayalam and Tamil Tamil, and this letter also belongs to Jaiminiya Samaveda. Apart from that Samaveda, nowhere this letter exists in Sanskrit literature. So the same Ida or Ida is called as Ira in Jaiminiya Samaveda. A very important deity. And then this is the external word. Ida is external word. Internally, that which impels the external word, that which impels the mantra, is called as Saraswati. Ida Saraswati. And that which impels even Saraswati, the subtlest Vagdevi, subtlest form of the word, is called as Mahi or Bharati. Okay. So Bharati evolves as Saraswati. Can you tell even? Bharati manifests as Saraswati. Saraswati manifests as Ida. That is so these three Devis are interconnected. Almost they are one and the same. Ida, Saraswati, Mahi. These three Devatas are same. So Saraswati is the inspiration within the heart. A famous mantra in Rigveda, probably you may be knowing. Chodayitri Sudrutanam Chetanti Sumatinam Yadyandadhe Saraswati. Chodayitri Sudrutanam. Saraswati is the impeller of the word. So she is inspiration. Sundruta means word. What kind of word? The commentator Sayanacharya comments in this way. Sundruta means the word of delight and welfare. Delight as well as welfare. Some words can be delightful, they may not bestow welfare. Some words may bestow welfare, they may not be delightful, they will be bitter. Satyam bruyati, priyam bruyati. Satyavadi, madhuravak. Always that which bestows welfare to us may not be very delightful. Sweet things may not be bestowing welfare. For example, a diabetic patient, Rasagulla may not bestow welfare. But there is something called a sugar-coated pill. In Ayurveda, some medicines are given with honey. I don't know why they give like that. You need to ask Ayurvedic doctors. I guess that medicine may be bitter, so they mix with honey. They mix with honey and they give to us. So, honey mixed medicine. Like that, our Upadesha has to be. Advices given to the children. They should not be very strong. They should not be bitter. When we see our children getting poor marks, okay, you can improve. Even more you can improve. Like that, we need to talk. Chodayanti Sundrutanam. Joyful words that can bestow welfare. These kinds of words are impelled by Saraswati. Chetanti Sumatinam. Saraswati makes us to be aware of Sumati. Sumati, good thoughts. She makes us to be aware of good thoughts. In this way, Saraswati is holding yajna. Yajnam dade Saraswati. These are all the very interesting expressions about Saraswati in the Veda. She is called as excellent. Tama is superlative in Sanskrit. Ambitame, Naditame, Devitame, Saraswati. O excellent mother, O excellent goddess, O excellent river, Saraswati. This is how rishis address this Saraswati. And of course, Saraswati is the goddess of inspiration, from which the mantra comes. Then why this Mahi is required? Why Bharati is required? Even there is a base for inspiration. From that base, you may call it as, unmanifest nature. From that unmanifest nature, this inspiration comes. And from that absolute silence, we may call it as absolute silence. From that absolute silence, inspiration comes. From inspiration, word comes. Word is Ida. Saraswati is inspiration. Bharati or Mahi is this absolute silence, the Prakriti Mata or unmanifest nature. Okay. Let us go to Bharati little later. Now let us take this Saraswati. I can give you an example for Saraswati. The second chapter of Valmiki's Ramayana, where Maharshi Valmiki goes to the river Tamasa. And in Tamasa, he sees two birds. They are in a love play. Crowncha birds. They are playing. They are cherishing each other. At that time, a hunter comes and he shoots an arrow to the male Crowncha, he Crowncha. He Crowncha falls and starts to throb. Here are beautiful slokas by Valmiki to explain this. The he Crowncha is throbbing, suffering. Bharyatu nihatam drushtva rurava karunam giram rurava karunam giram tam shonita paritangam veshtamanam mahitale. On seeing this throbbing he Crowncha, Bharyatu, his wife, see the statement, his wife. Valmiki gives a status of wife to that she Crowncha. Bharyatu nihatam drushtva. He is not just telling. He could have told Priyatu nihatam drushtva, the beloved one. He could have told. But the wife, because normally in the Crowncha clan of birds, I heard in this way, Crowncha clan of birds, only once they will have partner. Therefore, this status is given. Maybe true. Whether it is true or not, Valmiki sees wife who on that bird. Valmiki sees that bird as wife while she is crying. Bharyatu nihatam drushtva. She is crying pathetically. Next sloka. Tathatu tam dijam drushtva vishadena nipatitam rishehe dharmatmanaha tasya karunyam samapadyate. Karunyam samapadyate. Tathatu tam dijam drushtva. While this Rishi is watching he Crowncha's fall and she Crowncha's cry, Rishehe dharmatmanaha tasya karunyam. Karunyam or compassion or empathy came in his heart. Whose heart? Here Valmiki gives adjectives. Rishehe dharmatmanaha. Valmiki is narrating his own story. He says, Rishehe dharmatmanaha. To that Rishi, who is dharmatma, Karunyam came. So these three words are very important. Rishi, Dharmatma and Karunya. Karunya means empathy. Rishi, Dharmatma and Karunya, these three words are very important. How important? Let us go to the Veda or Vedic Nirukta. Nirukta means etymology. There is a subject called Nirukta. In Nirukta, it is told, while defining Rishi, while defining the word Rishi, Nirukta says, Drishta Dharmanaha Rishayaha. Probably having that in the mind, Maharshi Valmiki says here, Rishehe Dharmatmanaha Tasya. Rishi is the one who sees Dharma as it is. Drishta Dharmanaha Rishayaha. Rishi is always taken to be a seer in the Vedic literature. Okay. And mantra drashta, Rishi is a seer of a mantra. And poet. Not all poets are rishis. But anyhow, an ideal poet is described by William Wordsworth, who has worthy words. His words are worthy. And this gentleman, in his book named Prelude, he wrote a book named Prelude. In that Prelude, he says, seeing into the life of the things. Seeing into the life of the things around. This is taken to be an ideal poetry. Okay. This coincides with the Nirukta's perception of a Rishi. He is a Rishi. Don't you know? Rishi is the one who is wearing 3-bar and also who has a long beard, who will have a matted hair. All those things are fine. This may be a attire of a Rishi, but it doesn't define Rishi. Rishi is the one who sees the life into the things. Rishi means seer. Seer of what? And in fact, for the same expression, another word is used in the Vedas, Kavi. Kavi in normal Sanskrit is different, poet. Kavi in the Veda is seeing beyond the things. Eppurul, Ethanmaitayinum, Appurul, Meipurul, Kanvadarivu. Tirukural. Okay. Eppurul, Ethanmaitayinum. Whatever its attributes can be, whatever its form and the name can be, beyond the name and form, see the truth. Then you become the seer. And here Nirukta says, Drishta Dharmanaha Rishayaha. Rishis are the seers of dharmas, or seers of dharma. What is the dharma? The question will come. Dharma is defined in different way in different shastras. Okay. Dharma in the Vedic literature is different. Probably reflecting the cosmic order is Dharma in the Veda. Okay. Reflecting the cosmic order in one's own life. Cosmic order is Ritam. Reflecting the cosmic order in one's own life is Dharma in the Veda. In Smritis, Varnashrama can be Dharma. Probably Ayurvedic definition and the Vedic definition of Dharma is one and same. And the disciplines are Dharma in Yoga Sutra. Yama and Niyamas are Dharma in Yoga Sutra. Okay. In this way, there are so many definitions for Dharma. And Nyaya Shastra has its own definition of Dharma. Of course, I need not go into it. It's very deep. Let us come to this context, Ramayana context of Dharma. What is Dharma according to Ramayana? Nowhere Ramayana defines Dharma, but we can derive the definition out of the epic. Because if we see the context where Valmiki uses the word Dharma in several places, we can understand what is Dharma to Valmiki. Rishehe Dharmatmanaha Tasya. Since he is dharmic, since Valmiki is dharmic under Rishi, he developed empathy. Then dharma is the source of empathy. What does it mean? Dharma means humanity to Valmiki. Simple. The words are not coincidental. Valmiki deliberately picks up these words and he is making the shloka. Because in the next shloka also he brings the same thing. Tata karuna veditvat adharmo yam iti dvijaha. Since he touches the empathy within his heart, karuna veditvat, since he recognizes empathy within his heart, he could understand what the hunter did here is adharma. Adharmoyam iti dvijaha. Because when the Kraunchas are playing, cherishing each other, at that time this hunter came and he shot the key Krauncha. He understands it to be adharma. Sometimes laws may permit. Okay. Dharma may be beyond even laws. Let me give an example. A person went to, he is my friend, he got settled in Washington DC. Before several years, maybe before 20 years. He was new to USA. He was driving. While he was driving, several ostriches were coming on the road. A big ostrich, small ostrich, the whole family is coming on the road. And as per the law, he should not stop his car. He has to dash it and go. That is a law in that nation. Okay. But he stopped. He knows the law, but yet he stopped it. Okay. Let them go. Then we will start the car. Of course, as I have broken the law, I may pay some fine. So what? I am fine with that. He is sitting in the car. A little bit of traffic. Some crowd. And the cars which are behind him, from them, some people came out. They were standing outside. He thought they are going to scold me. He opened the door and asked what? They all were giving a standing ovation for his empathy, for his humanity. Yes, we understand that we have to dash and go as per the law. We do that. But you are waiting for this ostrich. Ostrich has to cross, then we will go. That idea you have, you are seeing the life into the things. Therefore, we are applauding you this, which means beyond the law there is something called humanity. Beyond the law there is something called empathy. Vishehe dharmatmanaha tasya karunyam samabandhyata tata karunaveditvat adharmoyam iti dvijaha. He recognized it as adharma and he said to that hunter, Ma nishada pratishtamtam agama Saraswati samaha. This is the first shloka of Valmiki. Yet krauncha mithunadekam avadhihi kamamohitam. You have killed a krauncha in this couple. My dear Nishada, my dear hunter, don't behave in this cunning way. Don't behave in this cruel way. Ma nishada pratishtamtam agamaha. For a long time, this is what he says. The first shloka is just an advice to the hunter. That is how it runs. Coming back to the point, here Valmiki himself is telling, shloka comes from shoka. Shokaha shlokatva madataha. The shloka, the first shloka of Maharishi Valmiki came from shoka. When he returned to his ashrama, Brahmadeva came. There he uses the word Saraswati. Machanda devate brahmanu pravritteyam Saraswati. My dear Valmiki, Saraswati has started to flow from your heart. Based on this, may you create the great epic called the Ramayana. This is how Brahma says. So, Saraswati. Saraswati is an inspiration, and when this inspiration is mingling with some sthayi bhava. Okay, sthayi bhava is a terminology in Bharatanatyam. Shoka can be a sthayi bhava. Sthayi bhava, in English we call as stoic, right? That is sthayi. Sthayi in Sanskrit. Okay, sthayi. Some basic bhavas, some basic foundational bhavas which are eternal, which are there in vasana rupa in our mind or in our heart. When it is coming out through some inspiration, it is coming out. It gets manifested as a poetry or dance or drama and so on and so forth. So then it becomes a rasa. When it is coming out, it becomes a rasa. Saraswati is the impeller of this sthayi bhava. In this way, she becomes inspiration. So we have covered what is Ida and Saraswati. We need to deal much more with this Bharati or Mahi, and with these Vedic goddesses, some tantric goddesses are also connected. That we will deal later. Dhanyavad.